Yo, today I'll be showcasing AVX's permanent spoofer. If you've been trying to play the game Fortnite and you've been experiencing games like this, or you've been experiencing other kicks in other games like these, then avx's permanent spoofer will help bypass those. Those messages are likely caused to you using detected cheats and have been banned, or just using detected spoofer whose serials are just not legit. But avx's permanent spoofer will mask all of your hardware identifiers to make sure that the game cannot track you anymore. The first thing you want to do after purchasing is you want to save your license key in a text file like this, or you can save it in another safe location. Once you have your keys saved, you then want to head over to the guide that is linked here. This is an in-depth tutorial going through every step you need to get permanently unbanned. The first step, of course, is a Windows reinstallation. This is so that you can remove all traces from your PC that the game might have left over. You want to make sure that you do this from a USB drive and not from the reset this PC from settings, as by doing it from the reset this PC, you don't actually delete all traces and the game can still track you. Also, if you are disk banned and you're an AMD CPU user, it is highly recommended that you do a RAID reinstallation. For a few extra steps, you can now spoof your SSD. Once you've done either of these and you're on a fresh Windows reinstall, the first thing you want to check before downloading any game or software is your BIOS configuration. You want to make sure that you have TPM disabled in the BIOS. To check whether or not you have it enabled or disabled, go to your run command and type tpm.msc and press OK. You want to make sure that compatible TPM cannot be found, and if it says anything other than this, such as this, then you want to head over to the guide that are linked here for your motherboard. If your specific motherboard is not listed here, you can always head over to YouTube for another in-depth guide. Once you've disabled your TPM and you're back into Windows, you then want to head over to the AVX download, where you can download the loader from this link here, and then we'll be going through all of these steps. First, you want to open up the folder that you have now downloaded, and you'll have all of these folders and the spoofer loader here. The first folder you want to go into is downloading your Ethernet driver. There is already a pre-installed Realtek Ethernet driver here, which you want to install. If you do not know which Ethernet adapter company you have, you can right-click the Windows icon here, head over to Device Manager, and under Network Adapters, you'll find your company. As you can see, I have Realtek. Another popular company is Intel, and you can always just head over to their website or go to your specific motherboard and get your update from there. We can now close this. Once you've installed your Ethernet driver, you can then go out of here, and then we can go to the monitor spoof. You want to open up the crew program, and once you've pressed yes to the admin prompt, you then want to select which monitor you want to change your serial for. You then want to press edit, and then under the serial number, just change a few letters and numbers here, then press OK and OK. Once you've spoofed your monitor, you want to head out of there, and then you want to go to the requirements. All you want to do here is just simply right click the bat and run it as administrator, and it will install all of the requirements. Once we're at this stage where we can successfully spoof, you then want to open up the serial backup serial checker. You then want to go from the top left and drag all the way down, making sure that the white is highlighted. You want to let go, press Ctrl C. You want to make a new text document called before, and you just want to paste all of your serial numbers into here. You can close this, and you can close the serial checker. We can now grab our key from earlier, and then now we can open up the spoofer loader. We'll now enter in our license key and wait for the spoofer to initialize. As you can see, you have three options here. Wi-Fi Max Spoof if you're not already on Ethernet, MS Info Fix, which is a tool used if you have bad MS Info or experience tournament kicks like this. If you do not know if you have bad MS Info, you can always press the Windows icon and type info, and in your system info, Under system manufacturer, model, and baseboard manufacturer and product, you want to make sure that these accurately represent your current motherboard. If they do not, then you want to press 2 in here, and then you can reopen the loader and then go back to spoof, but I'll be only doing spoof. As you can see, it's already found our manufacturer. I'm on Asus, a locked motherboard, and I will now download all of these spoofing files. As you can see, it has asked for our USB, so all we need to do is plug a USB into our computer. As you can see, our USB is plugged in and our drive letter is D. We'll just put that, and now we can let it fully do our spoofing. Now that the spoofer has spoofed everything, you can see that our Google Chrome is asking for our network thing. Because it's cleared network traces, we can close this. Then you just want to unplug your USB, and once you've done that, we can head over back into the folder, open up our before.txt, open up the serial checker, and as we can see, if we go under here, MAC addresses have been removed for some of these WAN here. Our UUID has changed slightly. Our serial number has changed. It is now 230. Now all of our serials have changed. Just before we get into the game, there are a few more steps that we need to do, such as network unflags. The first network unflag is by going to view network connections. The spoofer should automatically do this. However, if it has not already, you'll want to head over to your current Ethernet or Wi-Fi and head over to the properties tab, where you want to make sure that it looks like this. If everything else is selected, you want to uncheck it and make sure only IPv4 is selected. Once you've done that, you can close out of here. And the last network flags that could be there is by right-clicking your Windows icon, going to Device Manager, and under the Realtek, your network adapter, you then want to head to Properties, go to Advanced, and make sure these are all disabled. The spoofer has already automatically done the ones that need to be disabled anyway. And once you've done that, it is highly recommended that you also then use a VPN. If you are network flagged, such as your IP's being flagged and you keep getting VPN kicked, you can use a VPN like Windscribe, which is a pretty cheap, good VPN. And you can just use it for 10 days, and then after that, you can go play your game without it. Now I'll start my game.